You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Business Talk Radio. We are so happy to have you here. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and you're watching 529 Club Creatives. I'm so excited that Webra Debra is back in the house with us this week. We have so much to catch up on. And by the way, isn't it so important that we support our creative community? We need them more than ever now, and they need us too. So without further ado, let me welcome Webra Debra, film and TV producer specializing in animation, CEO of the Webra Group Limited, Pinewood Studios, and founder of the 529 Club since 2009. Welcome to the show, Debra. Nice to see you.
Hey, nice to see you too, darling.
How have you been? It's been a few weeks and we've missed you here.
Yeah, well, it was my birthday and my husband's birthday, and it's just been great just to have a couple of weeks where I was running like a chicken rather than a headless chicken for the last couple of weeks.
I think that's an understatement. You were working around the clock. Amazing. So we've got a great guest today. Thank you so much. And before we bring her out, I'd love to hear what's the latest over on Clubhouse and the work you're doing there.
Okay, well, we have the normal offerings, but the contest that we have at the moment is the Monologue Slam, and it is the final this evening. So that is just going to be so excited. There's just so much talent on Clubhouse. You know, it's great to bring it all together and be able to help people to help themselves in this industry. It's just fantastic.
I certainly agree with you. Yesterday, we had the pleasure of having one of the leading handwriting experts in the world, Devin Shu. Do you know him? He's over on Clubhouse all the time.
Yeah. I actually sent him a copy of my handwriting. I haven't had the time yet to have the call with him to see what it means. So who knows? You know, we may find out. You know, I'm secretly a psychopath. Who knew?
You know, it's interesting because he shared that over in the UK and other parts of the world, handwriting analysis is used in so many facets, like for recruiting purposes, corporations do that. So Anyway, that's just another example of a creative skill that we need to promote that across the world, because he did an analysis of me and it was spot on, I have to say. And I'd never met him before. It was amazing.
I'd heard from Hermione that it was very, very good. So, as I said, I've done a little bit of handwriting. I just haven't had the time to catch up and find out what it means.
Well, I think you should definitely find out because it's really insightful.
Yeah.
It is. So, Debra, if you would just do us the honor of telling us how and why you started the 529 Club and the significance of it to all the creatives who are involved.
Yeah, basically, at Pinewood Studios, the bar at the studio closes at 3:00 in the afternoon, and people saying it would be nice to get together once we've all finished, rather than in the middle of the day because we're all too busy. So we organised with the studio and the catering to open up once a month, and we used to do it from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So, of course, when everyone was deciding what to call the club, they called it from the 5 to 9 because we were 5:00 to 9 p.m. And basically, it started with the people that were working or had offices at the studios. And then, of course, they'd finish their production and then they'd go off, but they still come to the club. So over the last 12 years, we've grown to about 1,600 members. And then at the beginning of the year, we moved on to Clubhouse, and we have 7.1 thousand members globally now. So we are growing. Yeah. Really
Guess
good.
what? That's 1,100 more than the last time I saw you. That's incredible.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Well, that's in a few weeks. So it just keeps going up and up and up.
That and Bobby Del Rio's numbers keep going up and up and up. I think he's over 20,000 following him all the time because we've had him on the show a couple of times. So, so that's fantastic. So I will turn it over to you to welcome our guest.
Yes, well, we have the lovely Anne that is joining us, and she's come on to talk about the GoFund campaign with regards to a festival that she is wanting to attend. So I think it would be get the best information from Anne.
Let's bring her on. Welcome to the program, Anne.
Hi, thank you.
Nice to see you. So you had mentioned you're joining us from the great state of Tennessee.
Yes.
Fantastic. And you've got something exciting coming up that you are on your way to the Austin Film Festival. Congratulations for that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be my first visit to Texas. And so I'm really excited. It's my first film festival too. And I've always heard that it's great. I'm a screenwriter. And so when I was doing my research as to which is the best film festival for screenwriters, Austin came up in all the searches. So I was like, okay, this must mean that that's where I'm meant to go.
Well, we're really excited for you. Debra, I have a question for you because we brought up on another show about film festivals, and I have only been to one actually that my cousin was involved with. But what does that process look like for people to go to a film festival? And since you've gone through it, maybe you can weigh in on this as well for people who are out there thinking, wow, this sounds exciting. What do I have to do?
Well, first you must make a film, and then submit it to the various festivals. We highly recommend that you pick one that is suitable specifically for your genre, because although it's sort of like it can be anything from like $20 to $80 a pop, as soon as you start doing a few of them, it starts getting quite expensive. So pick them wisely. And I think there's other films like the Cannes Film Festival that you may not have something in, but you'll go along because you'll have meetings about projects that you're looking to do in the future. But a lot of the times the film festivals are for you to submit the films that you've created. And the other thing you've got to when putting your budget together is also not only the cost of submitting it, but if you're fortunate enough to be selected, being able to actually physically go to that festival. So you've got to make sure that you've got enough of that budget in your marketing budget to be able to do it, because it means that when you go to those festivals, then you'll meet the distributors, and you can start talking about organising an agent for distributing the project that you've got in the festival.
Very exciting. Thank you. Thank you so much. And what has your experience been so far?
I actually entered one of my teleplays, one of my pilots into the Austin Film Festival screenwriting competition. So it was accepted, and so I'm hoping to place this year, but it was my very first time, and so just the experience, it was actually very easy once you know what you're doing to submit it. I don't have a lot of experience with the film part of it because I'm the words on the screen. I'm not a director, but I am I'm the first stop in making a film, so that's definitely important. But signing up for a film festival is very easy. It's basically you just go and get your badge, and they usually have different price points depending on what you want to do. Like they have a weekend pass, they have just for people who just want to go to the films. They have for just people who just want to go to the parties, because the parties I hear are fantastic for networking. And it just depends on what you're going for, what your goal is. So you have to figure out, what is my objective with going to this film festival, especially if you don't have anything entered into any of the competitions. If you're just going to network, then you have to consider, okay, what's my strategy when I go?
Makes a lot of sense. Thanks for sharing that. So we want our audience to be able to support you and your work. And so I think it would be lovely if you just gave us some background on you as a screenwriter. How did you find your passion doing this?
It was a long road. I'm 28. I've tried college a couple different times for different reasons, and it never worked out because apparently I hadn't discovered what I was meant to do yet. So everybody's path is different. And so what I did was I realized that writing is where I wanted to be, because writing was always the best part of me. Writing and reading, I've always been able to lose myself in a book, and I was like, I want to do that for other people. I want to give them something to get lost in when everything else seems just overwhelming. And then I was like, I watch a lot of TV, and I would always tell myself things like, well, they could have done this and it would have made it better. And I was like, well, why don't I just write what I want to see? Because I don't see a lot of the things that I want to see anymore. And so that's what happened. It actually came from watching my favorite show, Supernatural. It's my favorite TV show ever. I love it, and I'm very sad that it's over. But the WB has a writer's workshop fellowship that they do every year, and you have to write a spec script. And so I came up with an idea based on interviews with the cast and the cast members of Supernatural who are saying they wanted to do a crossover with another show that was on the CW. And I was like, well, this is how this would work, because it's really cool. So why don't I write it? Because no one's come up with the idea of how to do the crossover. And unfortunately, I didn't get selected, but that's okay, because I tried again this year. We'll see. And then the pandemic happened, and I was like, well, what do I do? Because I'm not 100% sure I know what I'm doing still. I've written this one script, and it was awesome to write, but I want to learn more about it. So I actually signed up. I'm a student at the Los Angeles Film School. I will be a part of the class of 2023, and I'm a part of their online writing for film and television program, and it's an amazing program. It's awesome if you want to go into screenwriting, but you don't want to leave the comfort of your home. I highly recommend the Los Angeles Film School. They're awesome. And so then I found Clubhouse, thanks to my mom. She nominated me back in December, and it took me a while to really figure out like what my objective with Clubhouse was. But once I did, it was a lot easier to find rooms and to start building that community. And I found my mentor, Judah Ray, who is on Clubhouse a lot. He has a room on Thursday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is called Entertainment. It's the Entertainment Network, and it's called Keeping It Real. And I was in a room with him, and I was like, because I was asking about the American film market, if it was worth it to go as a screenwriter, and they're like, no, because it's really for people who have finished films who are looking for distribution. He's like, but if you're looking for a really good film festival to go to Austin. And I was like, okay, great. And then I was like, well, now I have to find the funds to go, because I really want to go, because right now I'm unemployed, because I'm trying to turn writing into a full-time career. And he was like, well, you know what? Start a GoFundMe and I will help you promote it so that you can get your tickets and go. And so through private donations, I've been able to get my plane ticket as well as my passes to the festival. And so now I'm just fundraising for the lodging and the food, really. And so that's what the GoFundMe is for. My goal is $2,000 because that's how much the hotel room is for 9 nights, which is actually not bad considering that right now in Austin, they don't just have the film festival going on, but at the same time as the film festival, they also have the Formula One race going on as well, which is pretty cool. So
that's a great rate, by the way, for 9 nights. That's $2,000. It's amazing.
I know.
Amazing. Wow. Well, that's been quite a journey that you've been on. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Debra, I'm going to ask you to come in on this. So, for someone like Anne, who is a screenwriter and is looking for collaborations and networking, and she's already branching out, which is great, and she's got this GoFundMe, what other tips do you have for her in terms of building that network and community?
Oh, well, I think, I think Anne's doing a fantastic job, having a mentor such as Judah, who's amazing. I always try and stay up if I can till 3 a.m. to try and join him in his room, because he has a laugh that, I absolutely adore and I want to have as a soundbite. But it's all about, going to the festivals, going to places in Clubhouse, getting to meet people. We have the Facebook group on the 5 to 9 Club on Facebook, and people collab and get together on that. And it's just about getting yourself out there. Unfortunately, opportunities don't come knocking on your door. It's sort of like 1 in a billion chance of that happening. People aren't going to know who you are unless you're out there telling people who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. By the way, something just popped into my head. Yesterday, we interviewed someone. His name is Lori Rifkin, and he's known as the Chief Networking Officer, and he has this event on a regular basis. It was in person, but now it's virtual. It's called Lunch with Lori, and this might be a great thing for you. So you have to answer some 10 questions, and they're all questions that they're about things people might not know about you. So when you meet someone, they don't know that you're unemployed or you're a CEO. All they know is, you're X number of people in this group coming together. You've all answered the same questions. And it really facilitates all of these relationships on various levels. That I actually did it. I filled out the 10 questions, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want everyone to know this, but I filled out the information anyway. And then it turns out that one event was the same time as broadcasting. So I'm going to reschedule. But that's something that you might want to consider, is getting involved with people who are these networking gurus and put together these free events just to bring people together. So I can set you up with that if you're interested.
What was his name again? I'm writing it down.
It's Lori, Lorry, Lori Rifkin, Rifkin. He's got a pretty amazing backstory of what he's been through. So I think he's a great guy to introduce you to.
Okay, awesome. I'm always looking to expand my network with people who are valuable, because for me it's more about quality than quantity. So
true.
I used to follow everybody that had receipts, and then it was like no. So now on Clubhouse, I don't follow a lot of people, and they're like, "Well, you don't follow a lot of people." It's like, yeah, that's because I curate my hallway specifically. There are certain rooms that I go to the same. I always make sure that Judah's room is on my schedule. There's another lady who's on. Her name is Jacalyn. She hosts a weekly room on Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern, which is 7 o'clock Pacific. It's called Plot Points, which is a question and answer session with agents, managers, and producers, and it's amazing too. And so
it's every other week, isn't it? Jess does her show.
No, that's Hack Your Film.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, she has two rooms. The one that she has co-hosts with John Beach. That one they do every week.
Okay, interesting. We are going to take a quick break, and I'm going to play a short video from Madeline Chan. I don't know, Deborah, do you know her?
The name's not ringing a bell, but I probably, as soon as I see her, will probably recognize her. But, yeah.
All right, and you might know her as well. So let's take a look. I love this song. It's called Follow Love, and again, it's Madeline Chan. And we'll be right back after this.
I'm divided by your love. What you give me is just not enough. I need a love to take me higher and higher and higher. Every step I take, I feel more awake. Getting closer now, I feel so alive. Stopping me, this is how I live. Ever closer now. Just follow love, and love will take you there. Just follow love, follow me. Just follow love, and love will take you there. Just follow love.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hello and welcome back to USA Global TV and Business Talk Radio. You are watching 529 Club Creatives with our star Webra Debra and our special guest Ann White. And we found out in our first segment that Ann is a screenwriter and she is on her way to the Austin Film Festival and she needs our help. She's got a GoFundMe account and she is looking to raise some money to help her make this trip. So we are hoping that you will help her as well. So welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So that was just Follow Me with Madeline Chan. I thought that was good, right? Follow you, Ann. Let's get ourselves pumped up and help support your work.
I appreciate that so much, Dr. Jacalyn.
Yes. No. Well, thank you. We appreciate you as well. So we did hear about some of the rooms that you follow over on Clubhouse. And are you thinking of starting a room yourself, or maybe you have one now?
No.
They're too much hard work. That's what it is, Anne. They're really hard work.
That, and I just don't have the time. Between the rooms that I'm on a Clubhouse, and then my mom actually runs her own jewelry business, and so I'm the producer of her nightly live stream. She goes live Monday through Fridays, selling her jewelry on Facebook. So I also do that, and then I'm also always constantly writing and reading for inspiration, and so I really don't have the time.
That sounds like a lot. I'd love to follow your mom. What is her name?
Her name is Marcia. It's Marcia. The name of the page is She Is Adorned by Marcia.
Clever. Okay, thanks. I will check it out. I love jewelry.
Yes, it's paparazzi jewelry. Everything that you see on her page is $5.
Wow. How about that? We're going to have to cancel the show and go over there right now. Check it out. How's she been doing? How's her experience been on Facebook?
She's been doing really, really well, actually. She's built quite a community of regulars that come on every night. We know them by name. We've met some of them in person because some of them are in different states or in different parts of Tennessee. Because it's not just about the jewelry, but we share how our day was. And usually she ends it with prayer, if there's any prayer requests on there. And because she used to be a minister a long time ago, and so this is her new ministry. She ministers with jewelry because, like I said, her community is about so much more than that. They lift each other up. If somebody can't make the show for whatever reason, they'll message her and be like, "I can't make the show tonight. This is what's going on," and it's amazing to me. And her jewelry is absolutely beautiful. Like these earrings that I'm wearing right now are paparazzi.
Let me spotlight you. Oh, beautiful. Very nice.
Yeah, and they've got stuff for every person, every kind of style. Actually, the jewelry that you see that I'm pointing to right here in the background is she made that herself. This right here that you see that I'm pointing at right here, or you can't see it because my head's in the way. It's right here. This is all her. Those are just the earrings, but she sells rings, earrings, necklaces, and bracelets. She's got stuff for little kids too. It's an amazing company.
So She Is Adorned by Marcia. And what time is the Facebook Live?
It's at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time.
All right. I'm going to check Marcia out. Sounds fantastic.
Yes.
Deborah,
all of her jewelry. Sorry, Dr. J?
Are you a jewelry fan as well?
Yeah, I used to be. I don't tend to wear as much now. I put some pearls on, especially for you this evening. But the heat is just so much here that you just don't want anything around. And I would normally wear earrings, but with these things, they just clank, 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 clank. So I found it's easier just not to have them on. So I do have some wonderful jewelry because I've been with my husband 37 years. So there's been a few birthdays, anniversaries, and Christmases in the meantime. So I do have a nice collection. But yeah, you know, we're magpies. Ladies are magpies. We love anything that sparkles.
So true. So I think it's interesting you just brought something up. So your husband's obviously very supportive of you. We have to get him on the show at some point. And you mentioned about your mom. Who else has been supporting you? You mentioned a mentor. As you go down this road, this journey, you need a lot of people that you're supporting them and they're supporting you. So can you talk a little bit about that, what that support structure looks like?
Yeah, definitely. Bobby, he's not my mentor, but Bobby Del Rio is amazing. He always hypes me up when I'm in the room. Apparently, I'm getting a reputation on Clubhouse for asking really good questions. And Jess Kane's rooms, especially the plot points, they always ask you to come in and give updates when they give advice because they want to know how things are going and everything like that. And so I've received really good information and taken their advice. And I always let them know, it's like, this is what happened when I took your advice, and I appreciate it greatly. You know, they're very much interested. And so that's what I look for when I look for people building my community, is people who are not just in it for themselves, people who genuinely and truly want to help. And so my mom is definitely my biggest supporter. She's my biggest cheerleader, definitely. My sister, to the best of her ability, because she drives for our public transportation system. My grandmother is also really great about it. She likes to cheerlead for all of us. She supports my mom's jewelry business. She supports me. She's amazing, and I love her very much. And so finding those people who want to support you the best is important. It's not always family, like in my case, but as Bobby Singer from Supernatural, like that's my favorite show, always said, family don't end in blood. So it's not always about the bloodlines, but it's about the connection that you make with people that makes them family.
Well said. Well said. Thank you so much. And we'd love to hear about your journey. We want people to support your work. As we come to the end of our show, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you, and who should reach out to you?
If you have a story that you want told, I'm happy to talk to you about it. If you have ideas and you're not sure where to start, I'm happy to talk to you about it. So people in the industry who are looking, I'm not in the market for a mentor right now because, like I said, I have jewelry, but just people who are willing to pour into me, and I can pour into them, because it's an equal give and take relationship in this business. Or someone who's just starting out and doesn't know where to go. I'm more than happy to share my journey and what I've done. My path isn't for everyone, but if I can help just one person who wants to tell stories, there's a great book, and I can't remember the author's name, but my mom references all the time. It's called Just Enough Light for the Step I'm On. So if I can be that light for someone taking their first steps into the industry, I would love to do that.
That's so wonderful. What a nice offer. Thank you. And your GoFundMe account, can you just read out to our audience, or would you like me to do it?
It's GoFund.me, and then F as in Frank 36, C as in Charlie 5, F as in Frank 53. It is also in my Instagram bio, which is Instagram.com, or you can look me up. It's at WhyteWriter93, and White is WH, Y as in Yankee, T as in Tom, E as in Edward, WhyteWriter93.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. And again, best wishes. Tell your mom I said hi. I'll be checking her out on Facebook and spreading the good word.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jacalyn. Your support is very much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'll connect you with Lori Rifkin also.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Debra, thank you so much for bringing Ann to the program. She was a delight, and we wish her the best. What is the best way for people to get in touch with you, and who should reach out to you?
Yes, if you just go onto the 5 to 9 Club Facebook groups or info@5to9club.co.uk, and on Clubhouse or Instagram, you can come through on the DMs, or it is 5to9.club. And just send me a DM and we can see if there's a way we can help. Do remember that things are really, really busy at the moment. So if I don't come back to you and you haven't heard anything, just send another message, and because sometimes they can get lost, in the mayhem, so to speak. So just come back and try again. And I may not always be able to help myself, but I may know a man that can.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. You're always so kind and generous, Deborah. I really appreciate it because you do have a lot on your plate. So,
I just want to sleep for 100 years at the moment. I'm so tired, but soon, it will all start. I think it's the heat as well. We've been having a bit of a heat wave here in Greece, so being very busy when it's very hot is a lot of hard work.
That's hard to do, that's for sure. But remember, self-care is number one. That has to come first, right?
Well, they do say that when you're on an airplane, don't they? Always look after yourself first.
Yes, they do. Well, on that note, my friend, I will leave you for today. Thank you so much for being here, and good luck today over on Clubhouse as always.
Thank you, and I'll see you again soon.
All right, thank you. Bye. Bye, Ann. Thank you, everyone. Such a delight to have Deborah back in the house, and also our guest, Ann. So I am excited that we have a number of shows coming up today. One announcement I want to make very quickly is that for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, at the end of the day, when I'm finished broadcasting all of our shows, I have a special 8-minute listening mentor tips for our audience. So again, that's 8 minutes every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at the end of the broadcast day, which is usually around 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m. British Summer Time. I am a certified life and career coach, certified meditation and yoga instructor. I have a doctorate, and I've been listening to people for years. And I can tell you something, that there is power in learning how to listen. Listening is very different than hearing. And many times people lose out on a deal, they lose out on a relationship or a connection because they weren't really listening. And it's not your fault, because there are certain skills to learn about listening. And I'm going to give them, as I mentioned, on the live. So it's Facebook Live, YouTube Live, LinkedIn Live, and then Twitter also. And then I'm going to go over to Instagram and upload it in case you've missed it. So please do join me. That's 8 minutes at the end of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. Thank you so much. I have to run off to a meeting, and I will be back with Talking Heads at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 7 p.m. British Summer Time. See you later. Thank you, Deborah.